Just a really heartbreaking and disgusting and disturbing story coming out of Milwaukee. So, the title of this article, Unheard Voices: Are Police Participating in Sex Trafficking in Milwaukee? And, just going to make that a little bigger. There we go. And kind of the conclusion that this article and these other sources I'm going to show are if they weren't participating, they were at least protecting, which, I mean, frankly, what's the difference? They're still allowing this to happen, which is just unconscionable. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'll link this article because it's pretty interesting. The media world is constantly on fire with scandalous tales of people like the late billionaire financier sex criminal Jeffrey Epstein, and more recently, the widespread protests in the wake of the murder of George Floyd have garnered nonstop attention. However, the intersection of sexual violence near the heart of power and police reform abolition is a little big story that has only been covered by local news as of now. If you turn on CNN, I'm sure you'll get analysis of the president's latest tweets instead of the horror that broke to the surface of Milwaukee last night. For those of us not in Milwaukee, including myself, last night came as an incredible shock. According to sources following the case, last night it seems that a coalition of community members uncovered a set of homes that were trafficking missing black children, apparently at the behest of both the church, local police, and registered sex offenders. This strange story doesn't end or begin there, and as we'll see, something truly sinister is happening, and this is only a fragment of possibly massive organism of cruelty. This massive story begins with the unfortunate common incident a black child went missing on Sunday. This was not the first time, nor was this an isolated incident, as other family members began to suspect that someone was behind this. According to a tweet by someone following the case, the parents had contacted authorities who had been stonewalled, saying that they were not endangered. As a result, no Amber Alert was ever issued for the now two missing children. On Tuesday night, the mother of one of the missing girls was able to ping the cell phone of one of the missing girls to a two-story townhouse in Milwaukee. The mother, along with several others, went to the property, in addition to calling police, who ignored them for 10 hours. I mean, what is more pressing than two children who were potentially abducted, kidnapped, and forced into sex trafficking? I mean, Jesus Christ, wouldn't that be a pretty high fucking priority for the Milwaukee Police Department? An attempt to enter was made, and someone from within the house shot at the group. No injuries reported. The shots were heard much louder than the phone calls, and the police arrived at the scene. The people within the home were taken into custody immediately after. The report from people on the ground starts to diverge from police and media narrative. After the arrests were made, a crowd began to form, and cops began to circle the original location as well as a second location that was deemed to be connected. Many social media posts and live streams began to spring up, as well as the aforementioned post cited above. During this, a search party of people recovered the two girls from the location, something the police were unwilling to do. What's the point of police then? They can't even protect young kids who are fucking sex trafficked. I mean, Jesus Christ. Police on the scene claimed to have not seen any children during their search, something that is flat out untrue. The pictures and videos that were recovered by the search party were heartbreaking. During the search party, unknown people were taken into custody anonymously via tarps and placed into unmarked vans. So it seems like the cops were more concerned with protecting the identities of these child sex traffickers than actually finding the victims of the sex trafficking. How just fucking disgusting and backwards is that? The owner of the property was claimed to have escaped by police, and yet people on the ground claim they had fled to the van parked on the second property. Oh, Jesus, look at that. So fucking disgusting. Sometime after, the protesters noticed a fire in the second location as well as in the van. While police claim that the protesters saw the fire, people on the ground had not yet entered the van nor the second property, of which police were first on the scene. So did the police start the fire? I wouldn't put it past them. In an attempt to salvage evidence, people entered the home and found several documents already burnt near the center of the blaze. Some papers were recovered, including what is allegedly, this document has not been released, a time schedule, what times the girls were solicited out, and the names of someone who is connected with this. The name of the property owner, Mike Barch, a disaster recovery specialist who had been working as a spiritual leader for children at local youth camps. This person serves as a senior board member of this group and has been working with them as far back as 2014, though he does not have other ties to the local Lutheran group. Another identity recovered was the name of Roderick Bowie, registered sex offender who had apparently been in repeated contact with the trafficked people, of which there are 20 missing children suspected of having been sent through this home, according to people familiar with the area. One girl was found nearby in October, and police had apparently refused to investigate further. Kind of seemed like what they did here, huh? Out of lack of evidence, though bloody clothes had been found in the area, the home had been politely scrubbed by their former realtor in an attempt to further obfuscate the tangled web, though archives are available. Shortly after this, riot cops came to the location and began attacking people who were stationed outside the area. Despite overwhelming evidence that there was a trafficking organization, they shot rubber bullets and tear gas at people attempting to investigate, people that had to do the police's job because they were unwilling to investigate these disappearances of these 2 black children. Due to the infinite compassion of the people there, no officers were harmed, and the firefighters began to put out the blazes as people drew back. Finally, nearly 72 hours after this event had started, media began to arrive with a helicopter to survey the area. The first write-up about the story to appear online came after a local ABC station. This article was only 18 sentences long and repeated nearly verbatim what the police had said. For the 20-plus black children, they get less than a sentence each for their stories. Their names and families will be plastered all over local news forever. Not a single breath was ever given to the people behind this, out of respect for the little black girls' lives, who will be forever changed by this ordeal in numerous ways. I refuse to print their names to make them part of the spectacle. As for Milwaukee PD, their first media soundbite was, "We have not confirmed that the girls were found because they said they have not been contacted." As for Police Chief Alfonso Morales, he claims that no evidence of trafficking has been found and that the unruly mob will be investigated as well. This is the priority of the fucking Milwaukee police, to investigate the unruly mob who is having to do the police's job because they were unwilling to investigate the disappearances of these two black children. Jesus Christ. So let's check out some of these videos. So the cops in Milwaukee were told they were missing girls and they had a cell phone GPS fix. The police proceeded to do nothing until the rage community stormed the house and found the girls along with other kids. The cops continue to harass the locals. Let's check out this thread. There was a bunch of missing black kids that the cops don't care about. Some were seen this morning at the house being put into a red minivan, and the house has been suspected as being a sex trafficking operation. Cops searched the house, found nothing. Neighborhood gathered. Ask yourself, what's the point of police? And they won't even investigate the easiest and open to shut cases, and some of the obviously most important fucking child sex trafficking ring. Just don't necessarily want to show those kids' faces. And then, so this is the video of the police escorting multiple people under tarps into a van.
They should just let us whoop his ass, though. Oh, they done pulled the van up to the door so they could sneak a shit out. They sneaking shit out, dog.
Put that nigga on display.
Show that nigga face, dog. Show that nigga face. My shit got blurry as a motherfucker. Clear up, iPhone.
Look at that, and that's
oh,
like
they sneaking niggas out, dog. They sneaking
under a
niggas
tarp
and bitches out.
or a blanket or something.
Look at all the motherfuckers coming out of there, dog.
Look at all that, dog.
Dog. Hell no. That van
There's several people. So they're willing to protect those people, but they weren't willing to investigate the disappearance of these black children.
That was some whole ass shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that anger, that rage is totally fucking justified. How would you feel? I mean, if that happened to your kid or somebody else's kid that you knew and the police decided not to investigate it, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. And the woman on the street claims the owner of the vehicle originally seen dropping kids off at the house is being held in a neighborhood house while police claimed he escaped.
Which house is it? That's the house where the Which one? Which house? That one? The man that owned the vehicle where the baby stopped, he's in the house and he won't come out. The young man had already fought the meeting. This house right here? And he ran in there and they housing him in there and they won't let him out. 2152? The one that owned the van. Which house? Right here, 2152. He in there and he won't get out. They keep lying and saying that he ran out the back door, but I was back there. He did it.
Stop playing. What else? Damn. And so they say this is the cliff notes of more what happened. 2 black teenage girls went missing on Sunday. No amber was issued again. The parents or the caregivers called the police. They weren't bothered to do anything about it. Police decided they're not in danger and didn't bother looking for them. Last night or the early morning, one of the girls' mom tracked her daughter's phone to a house near 40th and Lloyd. They called the police. They waited hours, but the police never responded to the call. A group of neighbors showed up at the house to knock on the door and look for the girls. When they did, shots were fired at them from the inside. Then the police showed up, arrested the people who were shooting from within the house, but claimed not to see any evidence of the girls there and left the scene. Neighbors entered the empty house and van parked outside to look for the girls and found bloody shorts, but no evidence of teenage girls apparently. House is connected with a known sex predator, and it was suspected the girls had been lured or grabbed for sex trafficking. Some hours later, the unidentified persons set both the van and the house on fire. A search party of neighbors, not the police, found the 2 missing girls and the 2 other missing children around 4 p.m. They were following neighbors' tips from house to house that appeared to be a straight-up sex trafficking ring. They were doing this while dozens of police officers were on scene doing nothing but harassing and intimidating residents. Police on the scene started using tear gas and rubber bullets. Defund the police, invest in programs of community uplift and support. Damn. I mean, how nuts and just disgusting and disturbing on every level. And that was like the makeshift space. Some of the stuff found inside. Just playing. Play, devil. I don't know if it's working. Maybe this will work. I'll probably have to log into Facebook, which I don't remember. Oh, here we go. God damn you. Not now, I just want to see this.
What did it say? Wanda Jackson.
They got maps. These women, these sick motherfuckers got maps, bro. Maps. Go this way. They finna burn the house down. Go this way.
Let me. Damn, this porch ain't got no fucking stairs. Oh my god, that shit. They letting that motherfucker burn. I know you want to kill one of these niggas. Hold it together, boys. There's so many goddamn cameras out here. Yeah, dog, man. Fuck these motherfuckers. That's a beautiful fucking sight. Let that bitch burn. It disappeared now. Yeah. Bitch, too. I was proud when I saw them tearing that shit up. Minneapolis, if you in this bitch, continue. Don't stop. Chicago, I love you motherfuckers too. Atlanta, I love the fuck out of y'all. Because the police are bullies, dog. They're not gonna stop fucking with us until we start fucking with them. Man, girl, I'll go put the camera to this shit. His badge number is M179. What?
I'll be back for you, bro.
She's silly as shit. Community is out here and they mad as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And the police lied and said that we went in there and didn't find nothing. And then after the police went in there, they came out and said ain't no evidence in there. Somebody else went in there and found all kind of shit, showed the police. The police said we don't care. Don't go in there. No, don't go in. They got the gas on. The gas. Good shit.
There's one of the houses.
Y'all check the basement too?
There's the.
Is it a basement?
Yeah.
Did anybody go down there at all?
No.
Oh, y'all check the basement?
Check the whole crib.
I bet.
Check the basement.
Well, no more pedophile house over here. No, the police already came and went through there several times. The police said they're not concerned about evidence. They don't give a fuck. After the police left, motherfuckers went in the van and found bloody shorts. How do y'all miss that? They're not worried about no evidence. There's all kind of shit in there.
Cause we just bust that whole bitch down, lady. Ain't got time.
It's all, yeah, go with that shit, dude. They talking about evidence and shit. When does the fucking court system work for us? They talking about some goddamn evidence. Man, they better go, man. Hit.
Alright, wow, that's some heavy, disgusting, disturbing shit being exposed out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin there. And again, either the police were complicit in this or they didn't give a shit enough to investigate, numerous disappearances of these kids being abducted, kidnapped, sex trafficked. I mean, I'm not sure anybody can defend the police at this point. Just example of police brutality, just all kinds of shit. Defund the police, use that money, invest in things like education, healthcare, social services, mental health, jobs, housing, UBI, etc. Peace. Much love.